Hey everyone, Maria Tribal Peace here in the Patriot League office. All summer long, we're checking in with our student athletes to see what they've been up to. Right now, I'm joined by Lehigh's Nolan Jetter. Nolan, you have been quite busy creating different things this summer. Tell everyone exactly what you've been making.
Sure. So I've been working on a couple robots. As a mechanical engineer, I've kind of got this disposition to work on these little passion projects. So the first one I've been working on is this walking robot. So basically it's got these little joints, 6 legs, and if I command it to move, it'll move. It doesn't work super great as of yet. I'm working on a turning mechanism, sort of going back into this fall, and hopefully I can get that moving a little faster and turning more appropriately, but it's a pretty cool little robot. And the other thing that I think is really cool is this piano playing robot. So I got into playing piano a few years ago, but I kind of suck at it. So as a mechanical engineer, I'm like, hey, why not just make something that's, a little better than what I can do? So I designed this little robot. It's got this little hand that sits on an actuator, so it runs along the length of the piano, and it's got these little fingers on top of the hand, and it can play sort of whatever song you really want it to play within the constraints of certain speeds. And I also, on top of that, coded this AI algorithm that allows it to actually produce songs and then play the songs that it produces. And that's also a work in progress. It's not perfect as of yet. Nothing is, of course, but it's getting there. And hopefully this fall I can make some more progress on it.
Well, we'd like to see the progress that you make in the fall. I mean, you have a problem and then you solve it using everything that you've learned and know. So that's incredibly cool. You mentioned that they're passion projects. Why are you so passionate about this stuff?
It's a really good question. And it's also kind of hard to answer. I've always been really interested in mechanical things. My dad has a shop. I can actually kind of show you. Maybe it's kind of hard to see, but there's a shop right over there. And when I was maybe 7 years old, we built a go-kart, and it was really cool. And since then, I've been kind of hooked on building different things. But I also think on top of just like the pure creative aspect of building something, I think it's really good to just sharpen my skills and be able to do these things independently, because I think that when I end up going into the workforce, having all of these skills and being able to tie them together is going to be certainly a leg up ahead of basically everybody else that I'm competing with. So I think that on those two fronts, it's pretty important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll be very excited to see what you do in the workforce and what you do with these two robots as you progress and perfect them throughout the summer and the school year. We'll be following along. Nolan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Cool. Thank you for having me.